The Song of the Solara Family, Chapter 2, The Whispering Winds. Story begin. Every tale begins with a whisper. Sometimes it is a whisper of love. Sometimes it is a whisper of fear. But in the Valley of Song, a place where music weaves through every stone, tree, and stream, whispers are not just sounds. They are the voices of the valley itself, carrying secrets, carrying destiny. And it was this whisper, faint as a sigh but clear as a bell, that called out to a girl who believed she had no gift. Her name was Marisol Solara, and though she felt small in the shadow of her gifted siblings, she was about to learn that sometimes the quietest song is the one that saves the world. The valley grows uneasy. The Valley of Song had always been alive. Birds filled the skies with melodies, rivers rippled with laughter, and flowers swayed to the rhythm of the wind. But lately, there was something wrong. Luca noticed first. Her flowers, once vibrant and eager to bloom, began to hesitate. She bent down in the garden one morning, pressing her fingers into the soil, and frowned. "The earth feels tired," she murmured. Matteo, painting the stars in the twilight sky, saw his constellations dim before his eyes. "Why won't they stay?" he whispered, shaking his brush of stardust. Even Acella, surrounded by her beloved birds, noticed their songs break into anxious chirps. They would flutter away from her hands as if disturbed by something unseen. But it was Marisol who felt it most. Not through magic, not through power, but through the silence between the songs. She would sit quietly on the steps of La Solara, their enchanted house, and hear what no one else did, the valley itself whispering. At first, it was only feelings, a tug in her chest, a shiver in her skin. But soon, the whispers shaped themselves into words. The voice in the wind. One evening, as the sun sank low and painted the sky in shades of violet and gold, Marisol lingered in the courtyard. Her siblings played inside, laughter echoing from the glowing halls of La Solara. She hugged her knees, staring at the mountains, when the breeze stirred her hair. This time, the wind was not only air, it was music. It carried a faint, trembling voice. Marisol. She froze. Her name. The valley had spoken her name. The voice returned, soft yet urgent. "Seek the heart of the valley, before the song fades away." Marisol's breath caught. She looked around, but no one else had heard it. Not Luque, not Matteo, not Acella, only her. Her pulse quickened. She wanted to run inside and tell someone, but what if they laughed? What if they said it was her imagination again? And yet, deep down, she knew this was real. La Solara's flickering light. That night, Marisol wandered barefoot into the courtyard again. La Solara glowed softly, its lanterns swaying, but the light was dimmer than usual. She reached out and touched the wall. The house trembled under her palm, not like stone, not like wood, but like something alive and tired. "Tell me," she whispered to it, "what's happening to you?" The wind rose, swirling through the courtyard, lifting the petals from Luque's wilted flowers. This time, the whisper was louder, almost like a chorus carried through the trees. "The valley weakens. The song is breaking. Seek the heart before all is lost." The words filled her ears, her heart, her bones. Tears prickled her eyes. She wanted to believe it was a dream, but she knew it wasn't. A secret burden. The next morning, Marisol tried to speak to her grandmother, Abuela Esperanza, the wise and gentle matriarch of the family. "Abuela," she whispered, sitting close at the breakfast table, "I heard the valley calling me. It said something about the heart of the valley. I think something's wrong." Esperanza smiled kindly, brushing Marisol's cheek with her wrinkled hand. "Oh, Minia, the valley speaks in many ways. Sometimes in dreams, sometimes in echoes of our hearts. Perhaps you are simply hearing your own wish to belong. Marisol's heart ached. She wanted to insist, to cry out, "No, it's real." But she swallowed her words. What if she was wrong? Her siblings certainly thought so. When she mentioned it to Luke, Matteo, and Isella, they exchanged doubtful glances. "The heart of the valley?" Matteo asked, raising an eyebrow. "Sounds like one of Abula's bedtime stories." "Yeah," Luke added gently. "Maybe you just imagined it." The dismissal cut Marisol deeply, though they didn't mean it cruelly. She forced a smile, but inside, she felt smaller than ever. The valley grows sick. Over the next days, the valley changed. Flowers withered despite Luke's efforts. The river's song grew hoarse and shallow. Even Matteo's painted stars faded too quickly, as though the night itself refused to hold them. Animals fled from the meadows. Birds sang broken songs, and La Solara, once bright and humming with warmth, flickered with shadows in its corners. Marisol watched with dread. She was the only one who seemed to notice how quickly it worsened. And the whispers grew stronger. One night, as storm clouds gathered, the wind roared through her window. She clutched her blanket, heart hammering, as the voice filled her room. "Child of no gift," it sang, "you carry the song untold. Only you can hear us. Only you can follow." Her eyes widened. She whispered back into the night, "But why me? I don't have magic." The answer came like a sigh across the hills. "Because you listen. And listening is the greatest gift of all." The confession. The next morning, as tension grew heavy in the house, Marisol finally spoke out. "I think the valley is dying," she said firmly, her voice trembling but clear. "I've heard it call me to the heart of the valley. I don't know what it means, but I think I have to follow it." Her siblings fell silent. Luke looked worried. "Marisol, that's dangerous. The valley is too big. What if you get lost?" Matteo shook his head. "I still don't understand. Why would the valley talk to you? You don't." He stopped himself before saying, "Don't have a gift." Isella, the youngest, tugged at Marisol's sleeve. "I believe you," she whispered softly. "The birds have been restless too. Maybe they're trying to tell us something as well." Abuela Esperanza, who had been listening quietly, finally spoke. Her eyes glistened with wisdom and worry. "If the valley speaks to you, then you must listen, Marisol. Perhaps your gift is not what we expected, but it may be what we need most." Marisol's heart soared and sank at the same time. She was terrified, but she was also chosen. The gathering storm. That night, the storm broke. Winds howled through the valley, tearing petals from the gardens and bending trees low. Lightning split the sky, illuminating La Solar's trembling walls. The family gathered inside, holding each other close, but Marisol stood at her window, watching. The voice in the wind was no longer soft. It was a cry. "Hurry, child of no gift, hurry, before the song is silenced." Her hands shook. She knew she had to go. But where? And how? Then, just as she was about to turn away, she saw something. Far in the distance, beyond the hills, a light glowed faintly. Not like lightning, not like stars. A soft, pulsing glow. Almost like a heartbeat. Her breath caught the heart of the valley. The twist is, she clutched her chest, torn between fear and longing. If she told her family, they would try to stop her. If she went alone, she could be lost forever. Yet, the glow called to her. The valley was fading, and only she could hear its cry. She pressed her forehead against the glass, whispering into the storm, "I will follow you." The thunder answered with a deafening roar. The house flickered, the valley shivered, and Marisol, for the first time, I felt both fragile and powerful. Outside, the light pulsed again, faint, steady, waiting. And somewhere in the storm, a shadow stirred, watching, listening, waiting for Marisol to take her first step. End of Chapter 2, The Whispering Winds. And so ends Chapter 2, The Whispering Winds of The Song of the Solara Family. The valley grows weaker, its magic slipping away like sand through open fingers. The winds have spoken clearly, and Marisol, the girl who thought she had no gift, has been chosen to find the heart of the valley. But what lies beyond those hills? What is that glowing light? And what shadow waits in the storm to meet her? The answers are yet to come in the next chapter of this magical journey. If you felt the whispers of this story stir your heart, then don't let the song fade here. Like, share, and subscribe to Sukaw Shorts, your home for enchanting, original fairy tales crafted with love and wonder. Every chapter brings new magic, new secrets, and new adventures from Marisol and the Solara family. By subscribing, you join this world, a world of music, mystery, and magic, and ensure you never miss the next whisper of destiny. Written and adapted by Sukaw Shorts, created for Sukaw Shorts channel. Subscribe today and step with Marisol into the storm, for the true adventure is only beginning.